What happened after Saturday night's main event?
The WWE Universe was buzzing with anticipation as two of the most electrifying superstars in recent memory, Cody Rhodes and Kevin Owens, prepared to square off in a highly anticipated showdown. Fans filled the arena, eagerly awaiting what was sure to be a wild, chaotic night in the world of professional wrestling. This wasn't just another champion, it was palpable. Cody Rhodes, carrying the family legacy. Cody Rhodes wasn't your average WWE champion. His journey to the top had been shaped by both the immense privilege and the incredible pressure of being a second-generation wrestler. The son of the legendary Dusty Rhodes, Cody was born into a family with one of the most storied legacies in professional wrestling. But Cody was never content to live in his father's shadow. From the moment he stepped into the ring, he had one goal: to forge his own path and prove to the world that he was more than just Dusty Rhodes' son. As the undisputed WWE champion, Cody had finally achieved that goal. He had spent years working tirelessly to prove his worth, earning every ounce of respect he received. His victory wasn't just about winning the title, it was about establishing his own identity in a business that often favors legacy over originality. Cody Rhodes was no longer just Dusty's boy. He had become the American Nightmare, a champion in his own right who earned everything through sheer hard work, determination, and a burning passion for the business. But this moment wasn't just about Cody's personal triumph. It was about carrying the weight of his family's legacy while building something new. The WWE Universe had watched Cody rise through the ranks, from his early days in WWE's developmental territories to his eventual breakout as a top-tier star. And now, as the undisputed WWE champion, he had solidified his place at the pinnacle of the industry. Yet, in the back of his mind, he knew there were still critics who doubted him, those who believed his rise had been too easy, too linked to his famous last name. Kevin Owens, the underdog with a twist. On the other side of the ring stood Kevin Owens, a man who had built his career by defying expectations. Unlike many of WWE's larger-than-life superstars, Owens was never about looking the part. He didn't fit the traditional mold of a champion, and that was exactly how he liked it. Owens had spent his entire career proving that his talent, his charisma, and his unrelenting attitude were enough to make him a force to be reckoned with. For Owens, this match wasn't just about the title. It was about something deeper. It was about respect, about finally claiming his place at the top of WWE, and proving that he belonged in the same conversation as the greatest to ever step foot in a WWE ring. Owens had made a career out of upsetting the status quo. He wasn't here to follow anyone's rules, and he wasn't afraid to take what he wanted, no matter the cost. Owens was a man with a chip on his shoulder, and the WWE Universe had watched as he evolved from an underdog into one of the most unpredictable and dangerous superstars in WWE. But something about Cody Rhodes rubbed Owens the wrong way. The American Nightmare had become everything Owens resented. A man who had earned his place through hard work and dedication, but one whose legacy was built on his family name. Owens wanted to be more than just a guy who followed the rules and waited his turn. He wanted to be the man who made his own rules, and on this night, he was determined to make his mark. The big match, a clash of titans. When the bell rang to signal the start of the match, it was clear that the stakes couldn't be higher. The atmosphere was electric as the two men locked eyes, ready to prove who was the better competitor. Cody Rhodes' technical prowess and agility were on full display, while Kevin Owens relied on his sheer strength, aggression, and willingness to bend the rules. It was a back-and-forth spectacle, with both men exchanging punishing blows and near falls. The crowd was on the edge of their seats, knowing that this wasn't just a match. It was a battle for legacy, for respect, and for the future of WWE. Cody fought with everything he had, determined to prove that he had earned his place as the undisputed champion. His speed and agility kept Owens on his toes, but Owens' unrelenting aggression kept Cody from building momentum. The WWE Universe watched in awe as both men left it all in the ring, each determined to come out on top. The tension was thick, as it became clear that this wasn't just a regular match. It was a war of wills. As the match neared its climax, Cody seemed to have the upper hand. He lined up for his finishing move, the crossroads, and with a quick, decisive strike, he connected with Owens, planting him in the center of the ring. The referee counted the pin, 1, 2, 3. Cody Rhodes had done it. He had defeated Kevin Owens and retained his title, securing another victory in his storied career. The crowd erupted in celebration, but the night was far from over. The piledriver heard round the world. As the cheers of victory filled the arena, something unexpected happened. Owens, seething with frustration and anger, couldn't accept defeat. In an act of pure rage, he snapped. Owens grabbed Cody and delivered a devastating piledriver, a move known for its brutal and potentially catastrophic consequences. The WWE Universe went silent as the impact of the move echoed throughout the arena. It was a moment of chaos that shifted the atmosphere from one of celebration to shock. Owens wasn't done. This was no longer about the title. This was about sending a message. He had just taken the fight to a level few had dared to go before. Cody lay motionless in the ring, his career and his life hanging in the balance. Fans watched in disbelief, unsure of what had just happened. The attack was brutal, and it was clear that Owens wasn't just angry. He was sending a message. This was his moment, and he wasn't going to let anyone, including Cody, distract him from his goal of reaching the top of WWE. Enter Triple H. The game steps in. As Owens stood tall in the ring, basking in the aftermath of his attack, the unmistakable sound of Triple H's entrance music filled the arena. The game had arrived, and there was no way he was going to let Owens's actions go unpunished. Triple H, as WWE's chief content officer, had always been a leader within the company, and his presence in the ring was enough to send a clear message to Owens. But Owens, ever defiant, refused to back down. With a smirk on his face, he stood his ground, holding the Winged Eagle Championship above his head. This wasn't a man afraid of authority. This was a man who had just proven to the WWE Universe that he would do whatever it took to assert himself. Owens wasn't scared of Triple H, and he wasn't afraid of the consequences. He had made his point. Kevin Owens was here to stay, and he wasn't going to be silenced. The fans, torn between hero and villain. In the aftermath of Owens' actions, the WWE Universe was divided. Some fans found themselves rallying behind Owens, seeing him as a man who had been pushed too far and was simply standing up for himself. They viewed Owens not as a villain, but as an underdog who was finally fighting for the respect he deserved. To them, Owens's actions were justifiable, even if they were brutal. On the other hand, many fans were appalled by what they had witnessed. To them, Owens had crossed a line. The piledriver was a dangerous and unnecessary act of aggression that had no place in the ring. Owens had just proven he was willing to sacrifice everything, including the well-being of his fellow superstars, in his pursuit of glory. Was Owens simply a victim of circumstance, or had he finally revealed his true nature as a man willing to go to any length to prove he belonged at the top? The beauty of Kevin Owens was that, much like the WWE Universe, no one could ever quite figure him out. He was a walking paradox, at times the hero, at times the villain, and always a man willing to break the rules in pursuit of his goals. And in the wake of this brutal attack on Cody Rhodes, the WWE Universe was forced to confront a hard truth. Owens was no longer just the underdog. He had become a force to be reckoned with. What's next for Kevin Owens? The Gauntlet match. In the weeks that followed, Owens was given the opportunity to prove that his actions weren't simply the result of anger. They were part of a larger plan. WWE booked Owens in a gauntlet match on Monday Night Raw, where he would face off against three of the toughest competitors in WWE. The stakes were high. If Owens could survive the gauntlet, he would prove that he wasn't just some frustrated wrestler looking for attention. He was a legitimate contender, a man who could take on anyone and anything. But if Owens failed, his future in WWE would be in jeopardy, and his place in the company would be uncertain at best. The gauntlet match would test Owens in ways he had never been tested before: forcing him to confront not just his anger, but his desire to prove that he belonged at the top. It was his chance at redemption, but also his potential downfall. Redemption or downfall? So, what's next for Kevin Owens? Has he taken the first step toward redemption, or has he sealed his own downfall? Will Owens rise above the chaos and carve out a new legacy for himself, or will he succumb to his own anger and frustration? The road ahead is uncertain, but one thing is for sure. Kevin Owens has made an undeniable impact on the WWE landscape. The WWE Universe has been put on notice. Kevin Owens is here to stay, and he's not backing down anytime soon. Whether they love him or hate him, one thing is certain. Kevin Owens has proven he will do whatever it takes to make his mark. The question remains, what will that mark be? Only time will tell, but the WWE Universe is watching, and the drama is far from over.